In today's video, I'm going to be using Stone Age tools that I've made myself to create a primitive fishing kit. Let's get into it. So first things first, let's try and get some cordage, some natural fibres for some cordage. There's some sedge down here that might work. There's some nettles over the bank over that way. That also might work, so I'll bring you back once I've got some fibres to. Now these won't make the strongest of cordage, but we'll give it a go. If not, we can use some nettles over there. So I've got some fibres that I can make a start on. And I'll just add to it and add to it. And when all is said and done, you have yourself some natural fibres here. If you want to know how to make these, I've got another video describing exactly how to make cordage from natural fibres. I'm not going to sit you through all that because you'll just get really bored watching me make fibres. So here's some that I've made. Again, do check out the how to make cordage video. Link will be in the description below for that one, and I will pop it up there if I can. But that's your main lead. Right, now in search of some blackthorn or hawthorn thorns. So our ancestors would have used blackthorn or hawthorn, so the actual thorns on the trees would have made really good primitive fishing hooks, so they would have cut them off. So here's some that I gathered earlier, cut them down, and as you can see here, they make really good hooks. And yeah, they make really strong, decent fishing hooks from a primitive standpoint, and then just bound up with a bit of fibre, a bit of natural cordage fibre and a bit of pine pitch glue. So when the thorn hook is all bound up onto your line and covered in pine pitch, it should look something like this. As you can see, that hook there is very sharp, and that's where your bait will go on, and then hopefully catching a fish on it. So that sits in that little slot really nicely. As you can see, it's just a little slither of wood wrapped around, and then 2 notches cut in the top with a flint knife, just to hold the hook itself in place and the excess cordage. So as I say guys, these are called leader lines. They're slightly thinner, and there's your hook attached onto the end. You want to make these very thin so that the fish don't detect it, and essentially your main line will attach onto this, so the big thick line will attach onto this leader line, and there's your hook. Just a close up. Dropped it. Just a close up on the 2-ply twist. So again, if you want to learn how to make the 2-ply twist from natural fibres, I will pop a link to the video that I did before on how to make primitive cordage. So now we need a sort of hand reel, and in my pocket you might be able to see a bit of string and a bone, and you think, what's that in his pocket? It's the flint dagger that I made. So I make primitive Stone Age tools out of stone and bone, and yeah, this is a primitive dagger that I flint knapped myself out of chert. You can see it's quite sharp here and serrated, so we should be able to take some hazel with this and get ourselves a nice little hand reel for the kit, the fishing kit. So let's go put it into action, see what this thing can do. I was going to take this bit, but actually I think this bit that's already on the ground might do quite nicely. I just need to cut it down with the flint blade. Now I'm going to be using my drill bit that I made. Again, link will be in the description as to how to make these primitive tools and how to make drill bits out of flint. I've got two halves. So basically that bit of hazel that I took down, I've just shaped it up, split it in two, and now I've got to try and drill some holes into here. Right, so I've got these two little hazel sticks here, sort of shaped up, holes in, should be a nice little fishing reel. And now to add the main line, that should work. Got a hook with some pine pitch glue made out of thorns, a little float that I've made out of elder, hazel. I've just burnt it kind of to look like a little dragonfly. Could make some little wings out of leaves or feathers, couldn't I? It should be a nice little float. And then obviously today you've seen me make the reel and pop the main cordage on there. So if you want to see it tested out, that'll be in a future video. See if we can actually catch some fish with it. I am a bit worried about how thick the lines are. You know, modern day fishes are very in tune to lines now, and you know, they've adapted over the years to spot lines, so primitive methods might not work, but we'll give it a good go. So guys, that's my very basic primitive Stone Age fishing kit. As I say, if you want to see me test it out, that'll probably have to be on another video, but do stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you have liked it at any point, and I'll see you next week.